bitch.
Yeah.
All right, so let's roll the tape.
Let's do it.
Daddy, my baby daddy, come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kid? And daddy, my baby daddy.
Wow.
Yo, scroll up to the top real quick. What does the caption say? Well, the caption reads, he right or wrong, mom goes off on dad for bringing food to only his son, ignoring all of her other kids' food. So we'll start with Miss, who did you start with? Miss Albania this time?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the video?
Is he wrong or is he right?
Is he wrong or is he right?
He's definitely wrong.
Wrong. Okay.
I mean, I would do that for random people. I would just get food to, kind of help other people, especially when there's like children involved. You definitely have to bring more and show some love.
So let me get this straight. If you had, right, a kid with somebody, and they had kids with somebody else,
Right.
and you bring them food, you're going to bring everybody food.
Obviously.
Lovely. You're a great person. Cool. All right. What about you?
I agree with the baby mom. Like, he's dead ass motherfucking wrong. Like, don't come to this motherfucking house and bring only your kids something. If I have other kids, that's just not fair. Like, how would you feel if you was that child and your father didn't really take care of you, but another person's father took care of them? You should, I feel like as a man, just being morally correct, if you're gonna come to the house with food, why not bring food for everyone? Why not just bring a pizza? Why would you bring McDonald's?
It's not his kids, though.
Okay, but that doesn't matter. I mean,
Would you bring food for everybody?
If I had a kid and my kid was with their dad and their dad had other kids and he didn't have money to feed all the kids, I would bring something that all the kids could eat. I'm not gonna let all the kids watch this one kid eat McDonald's. Nobody gonna eat nothing. Let's just eat fucking nothing. That's just not fair.
Okay.
My father would never.
Okay. What about you, Miss NC?
I think that if you were only going to feed one child, you should just take the child somewhere else so that they're not with the other kids, because that's just rude.
So is he wrong for it or not?
Yeah.
Because he didn't make, I guess, he didn't make arrangements to take the kid away from the other kids.
I mean, like, you're not going to just sit there and eat in front of people that, like, and nobody else has food. Like, that's just rude.
Nigga, my daddy bought me some food. I'm going to eat that shit quick. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I definitely understand, like, it wasn't right, but at the same time, like, that is his kid. That's his only kid. So he's not responsible for all the other children.
Right or wrong?
So I feel like he's not entirely wrong about it.
Right or wrong?
Gotta choose one.
I would.
Don't be a pussy, say it with your chest.
I say morally, he's probably wrong.
You think morally is wrong?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's operate on facts, not feelings. Is he wrong or right?
So he's right, like, based on facts.
Okay, but he feels wrong. Okay, no worries. What about you?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of circumstances that go into it. So, like, if his kid hit him up and was like, hey, can you... So, wait, the other kids aren't his, right?
No,
the other
they're not his children.
Yeah, no, like, if your kid hits you up like, hey, Dad, like, I want this. The kid didn't say, hey, Dad, like, can you bring... It just, what if, like, the other kids aren't there? What if he's alone or whatever the situation is? The father doesn't necessarily, like, he got that text message and he said, okay, let me go bring my kid some food.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking, like, oh, like, are the other kids there? Is he alone? Whatever the situation is. So it's like, he's only, when you think about it, like, he's morally, okay, cool, if you want to be that type of person, but he's only responsible for the kid that the person that he nutted in the girl, and that's his kid. So
Okay.
the kid that he has, it's his kid. And that's
So
what he's
right or
about.
wrong?
I don't feel like it's wrong.
Okay, so you think he's right?
I've definitely been in a predicament. Like, I mean, my father literally, like, was there for my brother, and we have the same mom and dad. So, like, there's just things that, like, I don't know. I've been through different things in life.
Miss CT, right or wrong?
I would say he's wrong, 100%.
Why?
It's not the kids. It's not the other kid's fault. I mean, he's going over a house. He's giving a kid food in front of the other kids. Just morally speaking, that's
Wrong
just,
morally?
Yeah, wrong morally, 100%. If you
How
want
about
to be
factually?
factually, it's right. If I had a kid and yeah, be honest, for monetary value, if you have a kid, it's your kid, and the other kids aren't your kids. Then yeah, that's your kid that you provide for. But
Okay.
morally, if it was in front of other kids, it's wrong.
Okay. What about you?
I mean, I don't think he's wrong because you see what the video shows you. So, and she's obviously in her feelings, obviously, of something. I mean, he bought McDonald's. There's no fucking way. If he knew that the other kids were there, he wouldn't have bought a $1 cheeseburger for everybody else. You only see what the video shows you. So, I don't think he was wrong, typically. I agree with you, because it could have been a whole different situation where he hit up the kid and said, "Are you hungry?" And he came up and
Facts.
bought the food. He even looked confused. I mean, you can't even see his face, but even the way his tone of voice, he looks like he's confused. And I'm like, what the hell are you courting for?
So is he right or wrong?
I would say wrong. I mean, I would say
You think
he's
he's in the right?
I
Okay.
think he's in the right.
Good thing.
So,
Salim.
tallying this up, we got 2 rights and mostly everyone else is wrong. Okay.
Salim, thoughts on the video? Was he right or
I think
was he
he's
wrong?
100% right. I think he's a great man. I think that
That's crazy.
what's crazy?
Yeah, at least he brought.
It
food for
doesn't
the
matter
child.
if it's children. It doesn't matter if it's a group of friends or
Well,
it's
so he
family.
support-
If you bring something to somebody's house and you only bring it for one person, there's a group of people there. That's
But
selfish.
how do you know if
So-
That's what I'm
so-
saying. You don't
It
even know the
matter because
situation.
you know that
Oh,
people
okay.
live in that
so,
house.
So your brother. So, not that it's wrong or right, but the man's his man. If I had a kid,
So you would only take care of your kid if you.
110%.
That's-
I mean, that's not something that I hate the other kids or whatever. It's not that.
In the
It's just
words
that-
of
So you would want their dad to treat your kid that way as
How
well?
would he have known? What if
But
he doesn't
would
know?
you want their dad to treat your kid that way?
I'd treat everybody with the same respect.
I mean, are they together?
same-
That's the question.
And I don't think you're playing like an actual scenario. Like, you know how kids will literally go and they'll DM, like they'll text their dads or text their moms and
Listen.
be like,
But
hey,
if their dad brought McDonald's only for them and your kid was hungry and didn't
Listen.
text you, how would you
but the mom
feel?
is there. Why
Yeah,
isn't the
for
mom
real.
feeding
Why-
the kids?
Exactly.
Or
That's
what
why
I'm
isn't
saying.
their dad?
She left him.
yeah,
You
they're
guys
not
got-
even
you-
together,
I
correct?
think you gotta understand that she.
It doesn't matter who left who. All the kids are together.
Okay,
They're all siblings.
whether
They're
How
does
all
she-
related.
how does he know
Hold on,
that
hold on,
if they're not
what-
together?
Hey, one fucking mic at a time. So you were saying something, and then, or Salim was saying something. Let
Yeah.
them finish their points, guys. Then you can
All right,
interject
yeah, go
after.
ahead, go
But-
I just feel like they're all related. They all live in the house. You know they live in the house. And how would you feel if your kid was the one being treated that way?
But the thing is, you know what's so interesting is that like a lot of women ask for 50-50, and that's something that Myron and Fresh have preached for like a long time. But dude, that's my son. I mean, like you got to understand, it's like it's
No,
a different level of
I
thinking.
understand it, but I don't understand is how would you feel if your son was one of the kids whose fathers brought food and your kid didn't get any?
I'd be like, hey man, that dude's doing a great job.
I'd be hitting up the other baby
Yo,
daddies.
in the words of Tommy Sotomayor, fuck them kids.
Doesn't believe I'm being a gentleman.
I would just say, look, the guy brought food for his kid. That's his son, man. Like, look, I dated a single mom. She had a son, and like, listen, that wasn't my kid, but I took care of him because I was there. However, the dude's not there. He's living his life. He's doing his thing. His son was hungry. He brought him food. What's wrong with that? Now, I get what you're saying. Morally speaking, if other kids are there, they should eat too as well. But nigga, that's not my kids. Your father should do it for you. Look, at the end of the day, he did what he had to do for his kid. Brought him some food. It sucks that other kids were there, but that's not his responsibility. So like, to me, it makes sense.
And apparently is a part 2. So
Yeah, there's a part 2 as well.
Yeah, I have it right now if you guys want to play it.
But in my opinion, I feel like he was right because it's his kid, bro. Like he's bringing food for his kid.
All right, for the ladies out here, because most of you guys think that what he did was wrong. So let's go into a scenario, okay, for all the ladies here, so that you guys can kind of understand the male perspective on this. Let's say we're in a relationship. We have one child together, right? However, I get custody of the kids, you know, and but I have a couple other baby mamas. I got 4 kids that live with me, to include our 5th kid, right? Son's having a bad day. You come over, hug him, kiss him, you know, maybe clean him up a little bit, whatever it may be. And I get mad at you because you don't, you know, hug and kiss the other kids. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Why can't you go ahead and care for these other children. Would it make sense? Would it be fair for me to tell you that? Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. Would it be fair for me to tell you that? Like, yo, why aren't you kissing and hugging all these other kids? They might want some affection as well. What the fuck? Would that be fair? Would that be ridiculous for me to tell you that?
I think you can.
We could start here with Issa and then work our way. Oh, actually, no, you agreed. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there, as you had said, that would be correct because they aren't your kids. But I don't think you could compare emotional affection to food.
No, you absolutely can. And the reason why is because men and women are different. Men provide security, women provide affection. See how when I go ahead and take the female resource and switch the scenario around so that it's the equal, you guys are like, oh, well, no, you should be able to show affection to your child. What the fuck? Just like a man should be able to show security and provisioning for his child.
Bam.
We're not the same. We provide different things to our children. Women provide emotional support, nurturing nature, that safety, that feel of like, oh my God, my mom is here. That's what that's what women provide to their children. Men provide a sense of semblance and security and provision. So why is it okay for a woman to pick and choose when she wants to provide her nurturing capabilities, but it's not okay for a man to pick and choose when he wants to provide security to his own children?
She better call them daddies.
Right? That would be ludicrous for me to challenge you and say, yo, why aren't you hugging and kissing all these other kids? What the fuck? They need affection too, goddammit. I'm basically penalizing you for being a good mom.
Yeah, I guess I would say, I just think the situations are different because if I'm bringing food, I bring food for everybody. Like, that's just something I was brought up. If I go over somebody's house, I'm going to bring food for everybody, whether it's you cook a meal, whatever you have to do. But that's just how I was raised.
Here's the difference, though. You're not expected to do it.
No.
As a man, you're expected to do it. So my thing is, if you're expected to do it, you should be able to pick and choose who gets it. Does that make sense? Because you're expected to do it for your children. You don't have to do it for, yeah.
Yo, I'm so sorry, guys. The Fresh and Fit squad.
You got the belt?
Yeah, we got a phone for Steve.
We got you.
Okay, yeah.
Some with like cancer kids.
Yeah, no. Do it, bro. Do it. Absolutely, man. Yeah.
We got you, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, like I really feel it. Like I really want to say. Sorry about that.
It's cool, man. It happens all the time.
He hit us up in the group chat and he said, "Yo, like hurry up to SLS and everything like that." So like, I just gotta make sure that we do.
Yeah. No, dude, we don't mind at all, man. You're good. You're good, Slim.
I'm always gonna be here.
Have fun, bro.
You guys have a good one. Thank you guys so much. Sorry.
No worries, man. And that is Salim the Dream. Give him a down mark on the way out.
Marco, man.
Yeah, we'll catch you. We'll catch you, bro. Yeah, don't worry, man.
We good, bro.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right, man.
Okay, the ladies are happy. They're like, yes, more space. So don't sweat. Okay. So going back to what I was saying. So my thing is simply that you can't. Men are expected to provide for their children. You know what I'm saying? And women are expected to provide nurture for their children. It's just I find it kind of funny how women aren't expected to hug and kiss other kids, right? That aren't theirs, but men are expected to provide for other kids.
Who says men are expected to provide? I guess is that just the general knowledge?
Yeah, because think about it. She posted this on TikTok thinking that she was going to expose him. So she wouldn't post that. Human beings are creatures where they don't like conflict a lot of times. We want to go ahead and go with the flow of the water, right? We want the path of least resistance. So she posted that knowing that she was probably going to get some social backing. Yeah. I'm about to expose you.
Well, she literally said it.
Yeah, she literally said it. So she obviously felt confident and entitled to the fact that he should provide for those other children when in reality he shouldn't. So does anyone have a point? I mean, do you guys see where I'm coming from here? Like, it's the same exact thing. If I was to switch it around and say, all right, well, you got to hug and kiss these random ass kids. You look at it like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? I'm not going to do that. They're not my kids. Same thing with men. I'm not going to provide food and resources for children that aren't mine. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyone? I know you had a big point of contention with it. What's your take on that?
I mean, I think that for her to even use the statement, "I'm about to expose you," just proves that he probably doesn't even do half the things that he should do for his own kid.
Well, we don't know that. We can't speculate. We can only go off of the facts shown on the tape. So to me, if we're going to speculate, to me, it looks like she's just ungrateful.
I mean, she probably is ungrateful. They probably have a toxic relationship, but I don't think that men are expected to, do more than they have to. But I do feel like in this scenario with the food, he should have been a little thoughtful.
I would argue they are expected to do more because she exposed them for not doing more.
We don't know their relationship. We don't know their relationship and what they went through. And
I mean, regardless, whether their relationship is amicable or not, it doesn't change the fact that he's providing resources for his kids, rightly so.
And is he doing that out of spite just to prove to her that he doesn't have to do for the other kids? We don't know.
But it doesn't matter how we get to the same. We get to the same conclusion though. If I say 1 + 1 = 2 or 1 + 1 = 2 - 1, that still equals 2, correct? How you get there is irrelevant. The facts are the facts. He's providing for his children.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it. I get what you're saying, like from a moral perspective, like this is mean.
Yeah.
But we live in a world of we got to go off of facts, not feelings.
A lot of things aren't morally
So why, for life isn't fair for anybody. So why should he have to sit there and pick up the slack for the fathers that don't want to do anything? If anything, I would argue that it's the woman's fault for not providing the food for the children to compensate for the other guys.
That's true.
I agree with that.
Why do we not look at the mom? None of you guys mentioned the mom at all.
I did.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you did. So my thing is like, if anything, I would argue it's the mom's fault. He's doing what he's got to do as a dad for his child. Why? Now it's incumbent upon her to take care of those kids because those are her children.
Yeah.
How do you know that he doesn't have other kids too as well?
No, he probably does.
That's what
I've
I'm
seen
saying.
the
So
other
you expect
clip
him to take care of
this video,
her different kids, and
and
that's
she
a
was
lot.
like, "Oh, I don't get my food stamps until the 7th or the 11th or whatever she said, like in the other clip." So I don't know, child.
Yeah,
It's definitely a thing, but if anybody should be targeted, like maybe like the other fathers of the kids, like
Yeah,
yo,
for
like
sure.
just so you know,
Yeah, why they ain't?
this baby daddy
Where
did
they at?
this. Where are you at? If you could help
They should
out,
be dropping off McDonald's too.
I don't know. I feel like women be having kids and stuff, and they don't really logically think about it. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the times, women have kids thinking that, oh, I'm gonna have this kid and it's gonna make him want to be with me. When a lot of the times it's like,
That's facts.
yeah, when a lot of the times it's like,
wisely.
having a kid with somebody doesn't make them want to be with you. Like, so please do not ever use having a kid as like maybe he'll want to stay with me after. Like, no, like have the kid if you can financially take care of the kid. If not, then don't do it. Like you're putting your child in a situation where he has to watch the other kid get food because his daddy isn't shit. Like that's just fucked up. Like choose your baby daddies wisely.
If anything, I think it exposed her more than him.
As a person,
Yeah.
as like a woman. So like what you're gonna do is go on social media. Is that the first thing that you do? Is like,
That's the
damn,
problem.
but you fuck the nigga. Like
Yeah,
you're the one that had the kids with the nigga. So like, how does that reflect on you? Like that's who you chose.
She
to
acts
be?
like he got gourmet. The man got
The nigga
fucking
came back from McDonald's,
like
like-
dollar burger. Like I promise you, the way that bag
I'm
looked,
sure-
there's probably a
but I'm
6-piece
sure
nugget
if
and
she-
a fucking dollar fry.
I'm sure if
It's
she
not
would have
that
brought him
serious.
aside, like, hey, I don't have the money right now.
Yeah,
Can you
100%.
possibly go get food for the rest of the kids or whatever the situation is? He probably would have went and did it. But instead of that, she bucked on him.
Yeah,
I'm sure the nigga dropped the food off and left. He said, man, I'm out of here. My baby mom got
See,
too
that's
much to go on.
That's toxic as fuck, and
Facts.
that's how you don't have a good relationship with your baby mom when you start acting like that. Like there
Facts.
was no reason for her to even put that on the internet. Like what was that?
What does
gonna
that
do
make
for
you look like as
Exactly.
a woman?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like
your first instinct is to grab your phone and
yeah,
start
that's
recording
retarded.
instead of like taking care of your children.
Yeah, that's not.
If anything, she should be mad at the other baby daddies that didn't bring their kids food.
Yeah.
Because, yo, that is his kid. He's hungry. I'm going to feed my kid. Sorry to say, fuck them other kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
I kind of want to see part 2 though because
No,
I mean
we
I
got
don't
part
know
2 here as
what.
well.
Okay. Miss Albania, you have anything? Because you also disagreed and you thought, or did I?
I mean, it's just like everybody has their own opinion, you know. That's
Okay.
how I feel. I feel like if I'm gonna bring food at somebody's house, I'm bringing food for
Okay,
everybody.
well, let's use the scenario. Me and you are in a relationship, and I get mad at you for not hugging and kissing the other children. How would you feel about that?
I mean, you don't necessarily have to hug and kiss them, but you got to say hi to them at least.
Okay.
It's just like human decency.
So if he just said hi to the other kids but didn't bring the other kids food, does that make him wrong?
So yeah, but it's different, you know. Food is food. It's like,
As a woman, I'm not saying that like what I would do, I would definitely be like, okay, has everybody eaten? Because that's the type of person that I am.
Yeah.
But is he necessarily wrong for not going out of his way to do it? Like,
I don't feel like you can compare a hug
yes, I do.
to food.
did you hear what he
No.
said though about how like women and men like provide different things?
Yeah, but I don't feel like you can compare that. I feel like as a woman, when you're just naturally a nurturer, and I feel like as a man, if you just come in the house and you just hug someone, okay, cool. But if you're a man and you're dating a woman that has children that are not by you, but you are with that woman, and you don't acknowledge that child with the same affection that you would not acknowledge the wife in, you're making that child feel like the ugly duckling, like that child that's the outsider. Like,
So you don't think the kid just texted his dad like, "Hey dad, I'm hungry. Come bring me some
But maybe
food."
they
Like you
feel
think
like-
that he was like, "Hey dad, come bring me
That's
and
what I'm
my
saying.
brother
Nobody
and
knows
sister's
the
food."
full
Well, there's part
story.
two
That's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
so-
Nobody knows.
We got
the
part two.
story.
Are we gonna hit part 2?
Yeah, we got part 2.
Judges on this. Okay. I think before we play this thing, all I'm simply saying, ladies, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should like the food thing. It's not about the food. It's about we bring different commodities. Okay, like men provide provisioning and security, right? And women provide, nurture, attention, and love. And what I'm saying is that it would be awkward for me to tell you to hug and kiss children that aren't yours. Just like telling a man that he has to buy food for kids that aren't his is awkward. I would look ridiculous for telling you that. Correct? I need you to hug and kiss these kids that aren't yours.
Yeah.
Well, as a child, I also wouldn't want someone else touching me.
And as a father, here's the other reason
It's
too.
probably
as,
awkward.
as a father, I might feel some type of way about another man buying my kids food.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, but so where's the
know
where's
what
the
I'm
other
saying?
father?
That's
Why
true.
isn't he bringing them
Thank
food?
you. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the other thing too is that sometimes no, they say no good deed goes unpunished. Some people might say I don't want my kids eating that kind of fucking junk food. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the other thing too. Just like you might not want to hug and kiss other kids that aren't yours because the other mom might say, "Who the fuck is this bitch touching my kids?" Me providing food to other children, the other baby daddies might feel some type of way about that. They might say, "I don't want my children eating this garbage."
That's a good point.
I went to college with people, and I've met people that literally told me this is the first time I have a McDonald's. 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. A lot of parents out there say, "No, fuck no, do not feed my kids this refined garbage."
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't know all this. You know what I'm saying? That's another perspective as well. So I just find it funny though how it's like with the guy, it's like you're always expected to provide for everyone, even if they're not yours. But as a woman, we don't tell them, "Hey, I need you to hug and kiss and provide nurturing to every single one of these kids." It's just
That's hilarious though.
yeah, it's very interesting.
All right,
But so we got another video though, and we'll play this part. So this is part 2, right?
part 2, yeah.
Sorry, let me take off.
Yeah, but he bought a kid a large drink. No, that's fucked up. That's a lot of sugar, nigga.
He did it so that he could share with his brothers and sisters. Come on, man.
He thought he was father of the year. He walked out so confidently though. He was like,
All right,
"I got
ladies,
my
ready?
kids some food."
All right,
Let's
let's
go.
play this bad boy. Go ahead.
Oh, 1 second.
Your kids' siblings, though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad
Them
about?
my kids, them your kids' siblings, though.
So what you
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't give my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
You had
Them are his siblings, though.
You had
He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating at McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him eat.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for
Pause real quick.
everybody.
Wow.
Pause real quick. Okay, so he did what you said.
What I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you change your mind now?
I mean, I think the rest of this video definitely gives it more context.
All right, let's keep going.
Son, food. I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are their daddies at?
Thank you. Pause.
I mean, see,
That's what I'm saying, bro. Let those motherfuckers feed their kids.
Facts.
If you want them to eat, make some food in the kitchen. Bruh,
she's
that's not my
struggling. She
kids.
expected him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not my kids, nigga. Like, I'm not gonna feed random kids, bro.
And we
You
got
can
extras?
also take the kid on the
just
side
make
and
sure.
feed him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have
You
been
know,
like, all right,
like you don't
take my kid
necessarily
out.
have to bring it to the house so other kids will see while he's eating.
Which now she's also causing a scene and setting an example for her children.
She wants to expose him. That's what
Yeah,
it really is.
that's-
Expose. But, bro.
Yeah, and they can probably, and here's the thing, the kids can probably hear them arguing outside.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
we can speculate, but yeah, let's keep going.
You had them other kids. They were your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all.
Least,
How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine.
God damn.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
Oh no,
Yes,
she's
you did.
bugging. Are they even together?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like
but
she
you still
bugging.
had a baby with me who have kids
She
with other
bugging.
people.
She should be
I
having this
still have other
conversation on
kids.
videos.
Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
the child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all. Then he can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I can maybe you got it's 3 extra kids. What the? Well, like what number count? Spend money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't sign up for that.
Yeah,
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
That means
Yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't ever bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on a living.
I'm curious why she's just depending on him. What about the other ones? She can even make videos for the
We
other
share
ones.
the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So you want to, you feel like I feel away about me. Take him in the room and let
I'm not taking my kid in the
He got
room.
to the car. He ain't got. He put his brothers and sisters. He come right out to the car with me.
No. You know what? Fine.
Damn, so you'd
Get
rather
here.
your kids starve
Get
than
here. Get here. Get here.
Oh, shit.
He ain't eating it
Oh, no.
because you ain't bringing up for all the other.
Oh, yeah. No,
You stupid.
Wow.
Like you're dumb as hell.
This is
You're
why
dumb as
she
hell.
baby
You're not
mama.
gonna eat that.
Why she's baby mama.
Dumb. He's not gonna do it. You can't.
Bro,
Okay.
that's despicable, bro.
But she had said
that's
that
fucked.
he was not being a good father, but he's not the father to all the other children, so she makes no sense.
Well, here's the other part too that I found very funny, and here's the thing: I didn't see that second part, but I already knew this. The fact that she recorded him, I don't know if you guys know this. She recorded it because it's actually because he's a good dad that she recorded it. He comes every other day. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Yeah.
You come every other day here with food. So she knew he was going to be right there on schedule with just one piece of food for his kid, which is right. But she wanted to record it to put him in a bad light. And like I said before, man, this is what I'm talking about when I say a lot of women feel entitled to a man's provisioning, even though they don't necessarily deserve it. And just because he shows up and he has money and he's paying for his child does not mean that she's entitled to that type of security for all the other kids. She's got to deal with the fact that she had sex with a bunch of losers that don't provide for their children, like he does.
He's being a good father to his child.
Yeah.
Imagine how he feels, bro. Like
damn, I just went out of my
kid,
way.
A woman like that, bro.
Again, that's why
But
she's baby
he
mama.
knew what it was before he even signed up.
Okay. Hold on. So you agree with her? He knew what,
No,
what it
I
was?
I don't agree with her, but I feel like he knew what it was before he even had a kid with her. I'm pretty sure she probably already had one kid. He knew what kind of woman he was dealing with from the jump. So don't act surprised now.
I mean, we don't know that. I mean, we could potentially speculate that, but regardless, people change.
And even if you come every other day with food, you're gonna keep going through the same conversation every other day because you only bring food for your kid.
So do you have him not bring food to his kid?
Or why not just bring something that they all could eat?
So what if he can't afford to take care of the other
Pizza every day?
What if he has another family?
Pizza every fucking day, man.
Every other day?
They go, bro.
So you
listen,
let your one kid
I get
go-
it. I get what you're saying, right? However, look at it from this standpoint. He's doing it multiple times a week, right? He's not a millionaire.
Right. So is it a problem? Like why she can't cook? Why he can't bring
That's
her
what I'm
food that she
saying.
can cook?
Go to
Why
the
can't-
kitchen,
But communication.
make food for the other kids.
Exactly.
I'm sure if she were like, hey, if she were to even have, I'm sure before this video that she posted, she wasn't like, yo, I really need some extra help right now. If, one baby daddy can give me one thing, the other baby daddy can do this, I'll be able to provide for all the kids. But her just fucking bucking and snapping over the fact that he didn't bring all the kids food. Like, no, my niece hits me up all the time. And like, my niece is my ex's niece, but he has two of them. One of them hits me up consistently. Like she's always on my phone. I always call her, I always check on her, but it's because she's the one that needs the extra help. So I check on her, I do that stuff for her, but does it mean that I wouldn't do it for the other one? Absolutely not. But it's like, if the other one doesn't hit me up, then I'm only gonna bring food to my one niece. You know what I mean?
What was his acknowledgement of the actual situation? 100%.
Exactly.
And again, this comes back to what I was saying before. For women, providing security is elective. For a man, it's expected.
Mandatory.
So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we can't, like, you're putting like a female like lens on it. And my thing is that like, if you're in that situation and you're providing food to a kid or whatever, it's not going to be the same for you as a woman as it is for a man. I just, for example,
No, I agree.
let's say me and you are in a relationship, right? And let's use the same exact roles. We're in a relationship. I have 3 kids, but you have 1. But I have custody of the kids, and you only bring food for your 1 kid. I would look absolutely stupid if I yelled at you and said, yo, why don't you fucking bring food for the other kids? You look at me crazy because I'm the daddy. I'm the one that should be making the money and putting food on the table, correct?
100%.
No, I agree.
So that's what I'm trying.
I mean,
Hold on. So that's what I'm trying to say is that we provide different commodities. So you can't tell a man that has a mandatory obligation how to fulfill that obligation.
Yeah.
With you guys, providing food and security is elective. For us, it's mandatory. So since it's mandatory, you got to pick and choose who gets it. And of course, he's going to pick his seed to get it. Because keep in mind, he's actually a good dad. He comes every other day with food. Imagine how much that's going to cost if he was to do that for 3 other kids that don't necessarily belong to him.
He'd be broke probably.
Imagine if you were the mom and you came over and you had to come and see your son every now and then, hug him, kiss him, let him know mommy's here for you, blah, blah, blah. But I told you, you need to do that for all the other kids as well. That would start to eat away at your time. You wouldn't be able to do it. It'd probably be a headache. And then potentially you might get into fights with the other mothers for coming in there and hugging and touching their kids. A lot of women are overprotective of their children, just like a lot of men are protective of their children as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want you feeding my fucking kid McDonald's. So it's a liability for no reason. The thing is that she's mad that she can't fulfill her duty as a mom to those kids. So she wants him to fulfill it because he's supposed to be the provider. But what she's making the mistake of is that he's a provider for his children alone.
She's projecting.
You
Even
know?
if she did need help, she could have just handled it in such a better way.
Yeah.
Like, she just handled that.
She
so
literally probably could have asked
She
him,
should have been like, I have the 4 kids with me. Make sure you bring enough food for one.
She probably
That's
didn't
it.
know.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I just know that kid's looking through that window like, damn, my fries are on the floor.
And also keep in mind, I don't know if you guys noticed it. This is a difference between men and women. I don't know if you guys noticed it. So he brings the food. She presents a valid concern. I don't want my other children to see him eating so that they feel left out.
And then he provided
He provided a legit, logical fix. Cool. Bring him outside. Let him eat outside with me. Spend some time with daddy. It's a win-win, right? But what does she do? No, I'm not going to allow that. Why? Because this happens a lot of the times, unfortunately, when family court and everything else. She uses the child as leverage to fuck with him. You ain't going to see your son, and I'm not going to give him the food. So what does she do? She throws the shit on the floor because she knew it was going to hurt him. Not because of the fucking money. It's because, I invested time and resources into potentially trying to see my kid. Because he brings the food every other day because he probably wants to see his child.
And now nobody gets food.
And now nobody gets food because of her own, I guess, selfishness and wanting to leverage, compliance from him at the side of his kids. And this happens all the time where who loses at the end?
Yeah.
The child does. The kids.
I would have just
She could have taken the
grabbed
food
it
in
and had
and
everybody
split
munch
it.
it. Yeah, I
She
would have been
literally
like,
could've
everybody
split the
munch till I
burger
grab
force.
something. But obviously
Shout out
she was
to
too grumpy.
all my black queens out there doing your thing. I'm just gonna say, fuck them kids.
Yeah. So for the ladies that were saying he was wrong, what are your takes now? We'll start here with Miss Albania. Agree? This is still on that he was wrong, or change your mind a little bit, or what's your take on it now?
I think she's absolutely wrong, but I also think men should be more selective. I mean, if he knew that she already has 3 kids with someone else,
What if he was the first father though?
well, she said you knew what you were doing when you were dealing when you met me, so that
But that
clearly
doesn't
tells you
necessarily
that.
say when the children were born though.
I mean, that's what she's saying. She's saying that you knew, meaning like I had these kids when I met you. That's why I
That could be
understand.
interpreted in different ways, but okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I see what she's saying, but
Yeah.
But we don't know though.
yeah, we don't
Right.
know. So you're saying that he should have been a fortune teller and knew. is that what? Yeah. Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Female logic, gentlemen. Okay.
So, hold on. So you meet a guy, he has 3
Right.
kids, you give him a 4th kid, and you bring your kid food. Are you gonna pay for all the kids?
I wouldn't give a guy a 4th kid.
But
If I had
let's say-
kids, I'll be satisfied.
Let's say Shazam Bazam, it had just happened.
No, he has kids,
Imagination.
and you're the 4th baby mama.
Yeah.
If I'm the 4th.
So are you gonna take care? Are
You
you
gonna
gonna
feed
go?
all them kids?
Like if your daughter
You
texts
pulled
you
up.
like, "Hey mom, like can you text me and bring me some food?" Are you gonna be like, are you gonna be upset when you pull up and
Yeah,
he's
switch the
mad?
roles.
I would
Switch the
take my
roles.
kid on the side and definitely fit him on the side.
And that's what he
I
was
wouldn't
trying to
be
do.
bringing food.
His dad said, hell
And
no.
the
He got to stay
table.
inside the house.
But it's also a little different because if you're a man, you gotta be a gentleman. You can't just be like.
Comes back to that mandatory
hell no,
thing.
man.
What I was saying, like,
No,
men
man.
respect
You can't
it.
just be-
That comes back.
No,
I grew up
man.
around gentlemen. I really can comprehend that. That a man thinks that.
That's what I'm saying though.
It's
So
okay
switch the
to
roles
be-
though. Should a woman be
Obligated.
Yeah, obligated
I
to be able to.
I would do it. I mean, I don't. It's
You would do it
Stop
as
the
a
cap.
woman, as being a nurturing woman. Though.
Exactly.
But you realize that like so the thing that women provide is more of the nurturing side, where men, they have to, it's more of like the stability side. That makes sense?
It makes sense.
Not only that, I mean, you're saying he needs to be a gentleman, which means he needs to be a traditional man. Well, this woman clearly isn't a traditional woman. She has kids with multiple men.
Well, exactly. That's why I said he needs to be more selective with who he's having kids with.
So what if he accidentally nutted inside of her and he was like, yeah, I didn't want the kid, but it's the woman.
It's all about self-control.
So,
accidents happen all the time.
You gotta have self-control. You're a human being. You're not an animal.
Her, right? He shouldn't have smashed her, right? At all.
I mean, if he feels like she's not someone that he can handle, then he shouldn't.
What if he didn't know?
Don't worry, guys. Got you.
Apparently he did.
There we go. There we go.
Exactly. Literally.
I would get okay with that.
Shout out to
100%.
A kid would have seen that and been like, oh, okay, this is lit. They wouldn't have second guessed
kids
it.
would have been like, thank God.
They wouldn't have been like, oh, where's the rest of the burger at?
Yeah,
That's not like
they want a little bit of munch on it.
But now none of your kids are eating. Like,
I'm telling you, they was
like,
all looking through
so
that
your
window
kids are
like,
starving. Like, it.
And who knows? Maybe the kid would have freaking gave it to all of his other siblings.
My thing is, I get what you're saying. He should be a gentleman, but my thing is that once a woman shows that she's not a traditional woman, she forfeits the privilege of being treated like a lady.
And that's why I said he should have been more selective.
Okay. Well, how about this?
That's
also,
something a man needs to make sure.
But here's the other thing you also got to understand.
A lady.
Okay. Okay. So when a woman gets pregnant, who picks if that kid lives or dies? At least, I mean, recently the law changed.
I was going to say.
But recently the law changed. But who picks if that child lives or not?
The woman.
Okay. So if she had the kid and it was against his will, realistically, who has the choice?
She does.
So who has the responsibility?
I mean,
exactly.
Both.
No, because only one. You cannot see. Here's the thing: you can't have. You have 100% authority, which means you now have what? 100% responsibility.
But you wouldn't take responsibility over your own child if you have to be.
I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that if a woman chooses to have a kid or she's a single mom, that's 100% her choice. Men have zero reproductive rights. Because you're saying he should have picked better. My argument is that men don't necessarily get to pick. Once your semen leaves you, you have zero biological. You have zero right to that child now, to your sperm, to your own. Now, granted, Roe v. Wade is switching that around.
Yeah.
But we still have 50% of the country is still pro-life, or sorry, excuse me, pro-choice. Well, both, either interchangeably. 50%. Yeah, it's 50%, so it don't matter.
Yeah,
but,
that shit right there is a little crazy.
So my thing is, we know that these kids are older than this video is older, and it was before Roe v. Wade. So my thing is, you're saying he should have picked better. My argument is that men don't necessarily get the chance.
You think the first time he saw her too, that they slept together, that she was like, "Hey, just so you know, I have 4 kids." Yeah, right. Like that's not something that you usually like.
He knows. Trust me.
Some men.
Yeah.
Men know.
You think though? You think that if you meet a girl at the club though, and you're taking her home, that you automatically know that she has 3
Instagram,
kids?
stretch marks.
All right. Anybody else have a different take on it, or just double down? I don't know.
I'm sticking beside what I said. I feel like he was
Which
wrong.
is why you flip-flopped a bunch of times.
He was wrong in this situation, and I
He's
feel
wrong,
like
okay.
she should take accountability for sure as a mother, because having a kid is not easy.
So what should have been done then in this situation?
I feel like in this situation, she should have found a way. I mean, it's nothing wrong with him wanting to spend time with his son or treating his son to dinner, lunch.
Okay, so tell me what he should have done, then what she should have done.
Well, I don't really know how the situation happened, so I don't know if the kid texted the father, if the father just wanted to surprise his kid with lunch. That's perfectly fine. If you want to just bring him right.
Let's go off the facts in the video. He was bringing the child food.
If he's just bringing the child food, okay, cool. But clearly, he notified her that he was bringing the kid food. He probably knows that there are other children in the house. She should take accountability for not feeding her children, and she shouldn't expect him to bring the children food. But I do feel like in this situation, he was wrong, because it's just the right thing to do. Like, why not just bring food for everyone? But that's just how I was raised. So she should take accountability, and he was wrong. That's just how I feel on it.
So he's wrong because she didn't feed her kids.
No.
See how you can't have one without the other?
No, he's wrong for being selfish.
Selfish how?
But you know what's funny about this is your culture.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
take away your culture, you wouldn't say that. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're from the islands, so like that. How we're raised is to always share. So regarding family and like bringing food, if you're not eating, you can't eat either. So that's
100%. That's a lot of people.
I would say that's Hispanic culture as well. Like Hispanic culture is very like.
Take away the culture though. Is it still wrong or right?
I mean, I think in any household.
take away culture.
I don't want to argue with you guys.
Okay.
I feel as though
He was
if
wrong.
I'm going to bring food to someone's house, I would bring it for everyone. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, a birthday, or just a random day. If I'm gonna bring a pie, I'm not gonna bring one piece of pie. I'm gonna bring the whole pie.
Okay.
That's
yeah, but if
just
she was
me.
doing it every other day, she would not do that.
No,
I
That's
mean,
what we're
every
trying to
other
say.
day is absurd for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a situation.
That's what he's saying.
No, but why is he bringing food every other day? He can
Because he
feed,
wants to be a dad.
but he can feed
It's just
his
scared.
child other things than fast food. That's why I'm not
Well,
understanding.
how do you know that he's feeding him
understanding.
McDonald's every day? Maybe the kid said, "Hey, can you go get me a Happy Meal?"
So is he cooking for his kid? We don't know.
And also, she gets food stamps the 17th.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. But
So,
it's this
17th, yeah.
video.
Yeah,
food stamps are coming
So
in.
based on this video, I feel like he was wrong.
Okay, so you
and
still
that's
think
just
he's
that.
wrong. You still think he's wrong, but you think the mom is wrong for not feeding it. You think
I
he's
think
wrong
the
for not
mom
bringing food,
should
and you
take
think.
accountability for not being able to take care of her children.
See, here's the thing though with this situation: one party
Sorry.
bears more responsibility than the other, because you can't sit there and say, "Okay, thank you." Someone who sees this logically.
No, I was thinking about that before.
You can't say she needs to take accountability for paying for food for her kids while simultaneously blaming him for not bringing food for those very same kids.
If I'm going to a party, I'm bringing something for everyone. But that's a party. That's a different situation than going to your child.
So
It's
the
every day.
better question is, because I can see your feelings are wrapped up in this.
No, it's
Who's
really
more
not.
wrong? Who's more wrong in this? Her or him?
In this situation and in this specific video, I'm
Yes.
gonna have to go with the father. Period. Point blank. And that's just that. That's how I feel.
What if he
Okay.
started recording
We can
her though?
disagree,
Hold on.
and that's fine.
Hold
I
on.
respect your opinions,
Th-
but I feel how
This
I
is
feel
her
on
opinion.
Yeah. Okay. That's how she feels.
Okay.
All right.
I think the rest of the video changes it, because if it's every other day, then like you're not gonna bring food for everybody every single day. If it was a one-time thing, maybe. But like I would say he's in the right, and she
So do you-
just sounds batshit crazy.
Do you think she just handled it like very wrong?
No,
Or-
for sure. For sure. She was very immature. She should have never put the camera out, because it's just like, why are you bringing the internet into your already toxic situationship with
Right.
your no good baby dad and baby mom? Like that's just does not belong on the internet. It's embarrassing to the children. It's embarrassing to both parties.
Well, we don't know if he's a bad dad. I mean, she tried to even say, like, look at you, you think you're a good dad and stuff, because he comes every other day. And she even said it herself. So, I mean,
Speculation.
we know he's a good dad to a
Allegedly.
degree. She even said it herself.
Shit, if he be coming every other day, that's a good dad now.
All
right.
Especially when you're
Right.
not in a
Doesn't make sense.
relationship.
You're trying to say that he's not a good dad for children that aren't his. That's
Facts.
not your kids. So you're not a dad to them.
That's what I'm saying. What if he whipped out his phone and was just like, "Oh, where's the
up-
food for your kids?" You know what I mean? Like
Then he would have. Then
it
he
makes
would have
no
been.
sense. Yeah,
he would have been.
the, oh my god!
I
why
can't
did you
believe this
post
nigga did this.
Exactly.
Yeah, facts.
It makes no fucking sense.
Hey
Well, yeah,
guys,
they
we got
would've made
10K
fun
live
of him.
viewers and only 4.5K likes.
Yeah.
Y'all better get those likes up.
Like the goddamn video, niggas.
I mean, my thing is that this is gonna sound terrible, but I'm just gonna say it anyway.
Got you.
We live in a
Asagi.
world where it's okay for women to skirt accountability and actually record themselves doing it, right? Thinking that it's okay, versus like if I was a dude and I like made fun of my girl, yo, you didn't bring extra food for the kids, or yo, why aren't you hugging and kissing all these other fucking kids, you selfish ass bitch?
You would be in
I
the
would
wrong.
be destroyed. They would literally roast me on TikTok. I'd get laughed off the internet.
Canceled.
You know what I'm saying? But like a girl can do some wild shit like this, throw the food on the floor, whatever, and no one really bats an eye. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of girls think, and here's the thing, not to use you as an example, a lot of women think that he's in the wrong. I mean, hell, most of y'all said he was in
At
the
the
wrong
beginning, yeah.
at the beginning. So, you know, the thing that scares me is that a lot of women agree with like what the fuck she did. And I'm just like, holy shit,
Wow.
bro. This is wild to me. Like, you can't win as a guy in today's day and
At
age.
all.
All right.
You got a good point as well. For you.
Somebody else, some?
Did that change or is still
Yeah.
still the same
no, I think that
process?
she's definitely in wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Morally, if you have the means to, and if you want to, then you can. But he's providing for his child as he should. So
He pulled up in a Honda. He probably needs some help too.
That's a Honda? Looks like a Chevrolet, no?
It may have been a Chevy. Either way, Chevy, Honda.
Either way, he's
Fair enough.
struggling. He brought McDonald's. He didn't bring fucking steak and shit.
What about you?
Yeah, I think my opinion changed because he actually gave the option as well to take the kid away. And now that you have the more context, and given that she said it was every other day, that's a lot to be expected out of one person. I think you have to watch the full video to give an opinion on it. So I would definitely say it's changed.
Okay.
Based upon that.
That's fair. Yeah. Same.
Same thing.
Yeah,
you already know.
yeah.
You know my
Okay,
feelings.
so lesson learned here, guys. Avoid single moms.
Yeah, real talk, bro.
Avoid single moms, guys.
Yeah, man.
God damn.
It's a L. And I mean, people get mad at me because I said whatever. We went viral on TikTok actually. I said single moms are recreational use only, and people got mad at me for saying that shit. But the truth is that the reason why you don't want to get into anything serious with them is because you end up with shit like this a lot of the times. Now, is that with every single mom?
No.
But what do we talk about here? Probabilities versus possibilities. You want to mitigate risk. You want to end up with a girl that doesn't have children, bro, because when she has children, you're never going to come first. You're going to get disrespected for situations like this. You know, they're going to feel some type of way. Because as a man, what I've come to realize, because this is just one situation, but from a lot of guys that come in and date a single mom or whatever, at some point, right in the beginning, the woman keeps the kid away. I don't know you yet, whatever. But as you become more and more serious, and you even said this before, the kid is going to come into the picture. And whether women want to accept it or not, that man is going to be expected to obligate financial ends to some degree, whether it's taking that kid to Disney, whether it's taking them on the vacations along with the mom, or feeding that child, whatever it is, clothing that child. At some point, as that relationship becomes more and more serious, that man is going to be expected to burden some kind of financial burden. Just like you said, being a gentleman, right? Mm-hmm. My argument is you be a gentleman to the right girls that are ladies. That's the difference. And single moms, a lot of the times, they're not in a position to be a lady. Let her work that shit out with her fucking baby father.
Bam.
That's what I think. I mean, I don't know. Anyone have a disagree?
A lot of the times it's what you have to offer to, like, as the single mom. So, like, in my situation, like my mom and my dad, my dad had a kid, or had two kids as well. So they both had two kids. So my mom took over the role of, you know, like, I take care of the kids, like, growing up, like, even the kids are not biologically hers. They always, like, my mom was the one that signed the schoolwork, that sat down with them, that fed them, that did all of it. But my dad was the one that provided everything. So it's really like, what do you have to offer? Because if you are the single, or if you are the dad that doesn't have any kids, and now you got to take care of these kids that are not yours. And, you know, my mom also made it very clear all the time, like, yo, like, you will never, like, you are my kid 100%, but this is my husband, and this is the man that provides and takes care of us. So you need to make sure that you are respecting him. So it's just kind of like,
okay,
how you do it,
I mean, you make some, and that's a better situation for sure. You know, if you have kids, then that makes it a little bit more acceptable for you as a guy. But preferably, man, I think the best thing is you don't want to marry a woman or get serious with a girl that has children, bro. It's not in your best interest as a man, because we know that women initiate most divorces and most breakups. And we also know that you're going to be expected to bear some kind of financial burden with that child. And when you break up with a woman that has a child, it's going to hurt 2 to 3 times as much, because now you're going to build an attachment to those kids.
Yep.
And she can take them away and you get no rights to them.
Even girls know. They don't want to date guys with kids because, like, it's a lot of headache.
Yeah.
So,
like, do I want to deal with baby mama? Nah, fuck no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
But girls are smart. Guys, us?
Yeah, women are far smarter when it comes to, like, picking a guy and, like, looking at liabilities versus, like, men looking at women and looking at liabilities. Because men understand, I'm going to come in and just fix the situation. I have the money. But with women, it's like, oh, this guy has kids too? Okay. The only time I've seen a woman, like, take a guy that has kids and it work out is if that dude has money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, I'll come into this situation.
So are you both dealing with women with children?
Huh?
Would you guys deal with women with children?
Hell no, you should know that. You should already know.
I mean, I don't know. You never know.
From a serious perspective,
nope.
No.
That's their first question. They say, you got some kids?
Oh, no, we gonna see in the tag post.
Facts.
Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna find out on Instagram.
Don't worry about it.
We gonna find out on Instagram all the time.
It's just a bad bet for you as a man to get involved with a chick that has a kid. Way too many liabilities, man. And then, like I said before, she breaks up with you. She takes that kid with her, and you get 0. Let's say you raise them from like 10 to 18. You've definitely built a bond with that child. You took them through their adolescent years when it's the hardest to raise children. And now you get 0 reproductive rights to that kid. Like you get 0 access to that child. Parental rights.
You brought up a very good point earlier, Lex. You said, that's not my daddy.
Yeah.
So luckily for him, you changed over. So you know what? He's earned the right to be my dad. Some kids don't do that. They say, nigga, you're never gonna be my dad, and they will hate you for eternity. So it just depends on the person, but like that in itself,
it's a lot to take
live
on.
With, as a single guy, bro, you better get the fuck out of there, nigga.
I commend my dad. My stepdad is the best.
Oh yeah, he stepped up. All right.
No, he definitely stepped up, and he's still here. Shout out to DJ D.
Yeah, you got lucky. Okay.